what does it really take for you to live every month? How much money do you really need? Many of us, hopefully, are making more than what we actually need right now. Some of us aren't, and we've been living a lie by putting things on a credit card, borrowing Peter to pay Paul. God forbid you've gotten into some of those payday lender things. That's a whole nother video. We'll talk about that later. Guessing your expenses, guessing how much you need, that is how people sabotage this next chapter of their life. This is how they stay stuck in having to go back to work or get another full-time job because they weren't as prepared for the next stage of life in retirement as they thought they were. So in this series, we are talking about what you need to do now while you still have a job, you still have your benefits, you're in this comfort zone of where I'm considering a retirement. I'm not quite ready to do it, but what would that look like? We're here to figure that out. So in the previous video, I had you start tracking your monthly needs right now, because we want to make sure that you are fully aware of where all of your money is going. Do you have subscriptions you were blindly paying all this time? Do you eat out a little bit too much, where nutrition-wise and budget-wise, packing your own lunch or not eating out as much could be the wiser choice? I know when I started getting, when I revisited my actual budget and realized that I was off the freaking rails, I have given myself an allowance. Different video, you guys can laugh at me there, but this amount of money has kept me consistent with tracking what I'm spending and then realizing, oh, I'm spending a lot of stuff on a lot of crap that I don't need, or stuff I already have, I just didn't know where it was. So this whole thing will spiral into not only getting you organized financially, but might even organize your house and your junk drawers a little bit. But back to the actual core reason for this video. We cannot plan a retirement on assumptions. I can't build a future on guesses. I need a little bit more information to know that when I quit this job and hopefully begin earning some side money with some of my endeavors, that regardless of what I earn, I've still got my basics covered. I need that level of confidence. Otherwise, I'm going to give myself a lot of heartache and heartburn to quit this job. I've worked really hard. I like the money, but I want my freedom more. So I need to be very certain before I depart that this is a viable move. And you probably are feeling the same way. Regardless if you're trying to retire early, like in your 50s, or you're wanting to retire before that dreaded 65 or 70 or whatever number has been ingrained in your mind that you're supposed to wait to retire. So the very first thing we have to do when we begin diving into how much money it takes for us to live is we have to look at what are our monthly fixed amounts. This is going to be your mortgage or your rent. This is going to be your insurances, your utilities, things that you absolutely have to have in order to be a human on this planet, to be a human in this country. Regardless of what country you're in, you still have fixed expenses that you have to meet each and every month. From there, we're going to take it to what are adjustable or scalable expenses. For me, a big one is my gas for the truck. Every day when I go to work, that's 150 miles round trip. And at this point, there's a war going on and gas prices are creeping up and my gas expense is increasing as well. So when I finally retire, when I'm no longer making that drive all the way down and back, that's going to be something that's going to constrict quite a bit. I will not have a ginormous gas bill every month. What is your things? Leave down in the comment. What is going to evaporate because you no longer are going into an office somewhere and that expense? Is it your lunch is out? Is it your commuter card? Is it your gas? Is it the extra insurance because of the extra mileage on your vehicle? I don't know. You tell us. And your flexible expenses, not only while you're still working, but definitely in your retirement. Some of them are going to go away. Some of them are going to constrict, but you're going to be startled when you realize how much doom scrolling you're doing and purchasing via Amazon or TikTok Shop or Facebook Marketplace. Wherever you find your retail therapy crack, you're going to be amazed. I've been amazed. If I hadn't given myself a little bit of an allowance, and I actually now double check and question myself, do you really need this? Do you already have this? This is an exercise we probably should have been doing at least annually our entire life. We would be in a different situation now. But we deal with the hand that we have dealt ourselves now, and now is when you have to face the music. You cannot be dishonest with yourself and succeed in this next stage of life. So if you lie to everybody else in your circle, you've got to be honest with yourself about this. Some of the things I'm also looking at is of all the stuff I have purchased, and having lost my father 5 years ago, I will be the first to admit I went through some retail therapy. I have kitted up all sorts of craft and hobbies and things that I've yet to actually open the boxes on. Is there shame in that? No. It's what I needed to get through at the time. It was better than some alternatives. But with that said, it is now taking up space in my home to store. I'm having to daily look at it and remember the things I thought were going to be fun to do. Some of them I still want to try, so I'm not getting rid of those. But a lot of it, I don't know, I may never make soap from scratch. I may never make my scented candles. Those are not priorities for me at this point. But I'm not ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because I may come around to it when I have more non-commuting time on my hands to dive into that. Stick around, I'll let you know if I ever get to some of those crafty things. Otherwise, you can keep finding me here on YouTube, because I know for dang sure I love this. I've been doing this sort of thing since I was probably 10, 12 years old, back in the day when there were slideshows to be done for business. Different conversation for a different time. So if you have ever found yourself realizing that you're spending frivolously, that's a big word for today, and you're not certain why, there's some introspection that has to happen. Just with every bad habit we have, the question is why? What's your trigger? Why do you do this? But when it comes to preparing your retirement budget, because we're going to remain human all the way through the next phase of life, but for now, I want you to focus only on what you're currently spending. Identify your fixed assets or your fixed expenses. Identify what's flex expenses, and these are things that are going to either erode or disappear once you enter this next chapter of non-9-to-5 grind. You can call it retirement or whatever you choose to call it. You'll also then begin to practice, which we'll talk about in the next video, living on your retirement budget. This is where the confidence gets built. This is where you really gain traction and realize, I can do this. Not only can I do it, I can do it now. I don't have to work another day. You may keep working, and that's okay. You do you, I'll do me. But it's a liberating, freeing feeling, and I'm finding a bit more joy in my job right now, because I realize it's not the ball and chain I was thinking it was. It's actually paying for my future. Like, share, subscribe. I'm sure you got people in your life that needs to see this content. I post on Saturdays and I post on Wednesdays. Saturdays is tools to be used in the retirement world in your retirement journey, and Wednesdays is more about the cents versus the dollars that it takes to retire. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Stop recording.